Hello, everyone. So good to have you here. So good to be here. Today, we are here with a wonderful guest. She is an amazing guest. Probably you have seen her before in the other podcasts that we've had before. But today, we'll be talking about something totally different. This is our year of intentional living. Intentionality is being purposeful, is being deliberate, is knowing the direction you're going. Just before you start, you know, this is the direction I'm going, and I'm intentional to go this particular direction. So I'm not caught up in chaos. I'm not overwhelmed. I know where I'm going. So that is what we'll be talking about today. That is the gist of this topic for today. It is an amazing topic. I love it. And before we go on further, we need to know who this guest is. We need her to introduce herself. Her name is Lorna Abaki, but she'll introduce herself even in a better way. Karibu sana, Lorna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Becky.
So, Lorna, who are you? Tell us a bit. I know you had introduced yourself the last time, but just in case there's somebody new watching, has never seen you before. Who is Lorna?
I wear many hats,
Yeah.
but today I will keep it simple. My name is Lorna Abaki, just as Becky has mentioned. I am a wife, a mother, and I'm a public speaking coach, and also I'm in IT and also risk. I'm a risk and IT professional. Yes, I don't want to mention much, but as we continue our conversation, I'm sure we're going to unpack more about me.
Yes.
And of course, I am a published co-author of Why Intentionality Matters.
Yes.
A book that is very close to my heart, the Why Intentionality Matters, where we share raw and real stories about women. We are 10 women who have shared their stories on intentionality. So all the spheres of intentionality come it spiritually, family life, recreation, education, career, etc. So, yes, this book is very close to my heart because we have shared things that are inner, not just speaking from a far place, but rather intentionality that is lived through us. That's what we came down and just we wrote this book.
Yeah. Now, in fact, I know there's somebody watching and they're wondering, when you talk about you wrote this book with other 10 ladies, were you 10, like in total, the full team was 10, or you were not? You were there 9 and you're the 10th one? You're the 10th one?
Yes, I'm the 10th one.
Now, somebody's watching and wondering, is that even possible? You can co-author a book with other people, you know? Please just demystify that bit a bit. How did that come to be? How was the process like?
So this was quite interesting. It's just about intentionality. I remember a few years ago, that's like 2 years ago, I was intentional in terms of my personal branding. And I know you're so big on personal branding. So I realized I needed to clean up my LinkedIn. I was never on LinkedIn. I joined LinkedIn 2 years ago. That's when I said, okay, let me try polish, let me do things, because I'm a creative also. So I tried put things together and just speaking about what I'm passionate about, that is IT, and also matters of risk and all that. And from there, I got approached by Zion Publishers. They said, I think there's a project that we are doing and we would love you to be part of it.
Yeah.
I didn't know the intensity. I didn't understand how it's going to pan out. But now you're here, you're told, okay, choose a topic of your choice and start writing. I knew from the deep end.
Oh, you got to choose your own topic.
Yeah, you got to choose your own
topic.
No. They give you several topics.
Yes.
And then you choose. Maybe it's a project they have like 3 topics.
Yeah.
You choose the one that really resonates with you because it's about authenticity.
Yes.
So I can't write something that I'm not it.
Yeah.
But I realized I've been intentional ever since I was a child. So I chose the intentionality part. So other ladies had also been approached in different ways. And when we came together and just infused and converged and brought our ideas together, when you read and you're like, oh my God, we have so much in common together with these ladies. I was like, these guys, how did you know? How did you know? Because our stories really resonated well with each other. It really flowed. And if you read this book, you'll be able to see it. There's so much resonance between all of us ladies. So we met for the first time just before we launched the book. We had never met, but our stories had already met. It's like God had already orchestrated this before even we came together. So that's why I was saying, I knew I would write a book, maybe personally, but I never thought that I would come in and join other ladies in writing a book. And I'm so happy for this process.
And why this topic, intentionality matters? I mean, you could have written about so many other things. Could have written about self-love. Could have written about maybe some motivation, book. But you chose this particular topic. Would you want to share with us why you chose this topic?
Okay. I chose intentionality because I believe intentionality is not about perfection.
Okay.
Rather, is taking those deliberate steps every single day. When I tell myself I'll wake up and I'll read maybe 5 pages of a book, I'll be intentional. And then it helped me also reflect back. Yeah. What really inspired me was my parents to write even the book about intentionality. And that's what is much here. Because when I reflected back, I realized they've been so intentional in how they raised us. Yeah. It's something else. They were really intentional without knowing the word intentionality then, because now it's like a buzzword and everyone is talking about intentionality. But they were intentional. They were parents who were really intentional.
Yeah. Yes. Please take us back there, because I read the book and that part really jumped out for me, because now parents, I have a few people I know who regret how they were brought up. They always think if maybe dad was more present, if only mom was this or that, probably my life would have taken a different turn or direction. But for you, your story is mostly very positive about your parents. Would you want to kindly take us back and tell us, when you talk about your father who was very intentional, I loved that bit of the story, by the way. And people should buy this book and read for themselves. So when you talk about your father and the way he was intentional, please tell us, what did that feel like? How did it look like?
Okay.
And how old were you then? When you started noticing that your father was very intentional?
I can say that it was not rosy.
Okay.
The way it would look at. But I'm a preacher's kid. And preacher's kids are cut from a different cloth, I tell you the truth. And many people judge you. Yeah. They put lots of pressure on you, becoming a preacher's kid. You're in the limelight. You're so visible out there. So you can imagine, here we are, 7 of us. I have 5 brothers and 1 sister.
Yes.
So we are here, 7 of us.
You're the 6th one?
Yes, I'm the 6th one.
Okay.
7 of us, and the house was not big. Okay. Very small.
Yeah.
I don't know how we used to fit. I can't imagine. Every time we have a conversation with my siblings, we ask ourselves, how did we even manage to live in this tiny place? Yet there was so much love. And my dad, every single night, he ensured that we took dinner together. Oh. Whether he reaches home at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., you'll have to wait for him.
Wow.
Everyone has to sit at the table. Everyone. You can't say I have my moods. You can't say I'm tired. You can't say nothing. Ever since I was a small child, everyone used to sit at one table. And you remember those ugalis that were cooked so big and placed on top of the table? Oh, gosh, and everyone,
eating
just
ugali
eating ugali. Yes. And there's no knife to cut. You just everyone is just trying to get a scoop of their slices and eating. And I didn't realize that by shared meals, there was a culture that was being built every single day. He was being intentional. Those deliberate steps of just sitting at the table and taking that ugali and eating and having those conversations. It's there when I learned that I could sing. Oh, Becky, I sing.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do. That's where I learned how I can be able to sing and I can be able to voice out my opinions, because there is when Dad told us, my children, you need to speak up. You need to air your voice, because your voice does matter. And it's there where we also had a bond, even between us
As
siblings.
siblings,
Yes,
yes.
because even my siblings and I right now, we are very tight. We're quite tight. We're so knitted just because of those meals that we shared every single day. And every 23rd of December, it's usually my dad's birthday, everyone converges there again at that table. Everyone with their families,
So
your
now you don't
spouses.
fit on that
We don't
table?
fit, but we fit. We still try and fit on that table.
That's so
And
intentional.
that's when I realized my dad that was so wise of him. It was so intentional. Maybe he knew what he was doing.
But where did he learn that from?
I wonder. I wonder because you find most preachers' kids, they wander away and their parents don't know and all that. But I think my dad was like, I have to do this. This is the only thing that we have right now. Our home is not big enough.
Yes.
But this here, the love that we have is beyond any other thing.
Amazing.
And that's where we got values. I'm telling you, that's where we received values. We received impartation. We learned the Bible. That's where he used to teach us. As we are eating, as we're laughing, he's asking you, how are you? How is everything? How is school? At that table. And it has even made me extend the same thing to now my home.
What are some of the values you picked? Like I'm curious to hear some values you picked from that time that you spent with your family together that are helping you today.
Okay.
That are actually very relevant even for you now that you have your own family. Yeah.
One of the values I can say is humility.
Okay.
My dad is that humble man. He really humbles himself. And just by him speaking, he's proud of himself and he's also self-aware about himself. He understands himself. He understands his identity. But when he reaches to honor and honoring people, he honors even, you find himself just honoring the watchmen. There's a place he had put himself. It's so admirable. I can't even explain it, but the humility that is within his heart.
And I've seen that with you.
Oh.
I noticed, and I remember I told you that,
Yes.
that you say hello to everyone. I mean, the cab driver, the watchman. I mean, the people who would sometimes be invisible.
Yes.
Yeah, you pick them from wherever and you say hello and you tell them. It's like you're telling them, I see you. You know, I see you. And I've seen that and I really admired that. And I know it. We talked about it.
Yes, I remember.
Which other values have you picked from
Aside
your dad?
from that is love. Love. My dad has a big heart. When I say a big heart, it's a heart it's love that goes beyond what you can ever imagine. And why I'm saying this, it's because with that tiny house, our home was always full with guests.
Oh.
We never had time for ourselves, Becky. Our house was always full of guests. Yeah. Guests would come for 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, 2 years. Yes, we had to accommodate them in that house.
Okay.
And some of the guests, they were not at good people. Some were even gossiping behind him. Yet he showed so much love. He showed so much love and compassion to these people. And the moment that changed my life, because that thing really hurt me. It really wounded me. Why? Because I'm here. We're only 2 girls. We don't have a house help, right?
Yeah.
We're the ones who are dealing that. And you see my dad now. Chai.
Yes.
Food. He was just snapping his finger and saying, where is tea?
Yeah.
Where is
clean up this house.
Like that. Snapping, it's like magic and everything happens. But behind the scenes, you're the lady, you're the girl. Now you have to clean up, you have to cook, you have to do all those things. And I didn't know that I was wounded. I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. Preachers' kids are cut from us. Different clothes, and you have to extend grace to them because we go through a lot. Your dad is not your own.
Yes,
it's owned by the community, by the church,
and the community expects that you should
do the
be
same.
Perfect.
Thank you, but I'm not a pastor. I'm not my father. I'm just a child.
Yeah.
But you expect me to extend whatever my dad is, to duplicate it and become exactly how he is. So guests will come. That tiny house, some come with mud on their shoes and they don't remove they come into the carpet and with that mud, it was something else. So those wounds, they kept on, going deeper and deeper and deeper. It was not easy, Becky.
Yeah.
I realized later that I had wounds.
Oh.
I realized later that I had wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping that you have healed this far, because I know, sometimes we carry these wounds as much as, and I would want to use the example of a rose flower. Rose flower is beautiful. Yes. It still has thorns.
Oh, yeah.
You appreciate the flower, but if you're not careful, you can still get, some wounds from the thorns. And the thing is, how do you heal later on from that?
Mm-hmm.
How do you now even how would you even know where you got wounded from? Because now remember, these things happened to you as a child.
Yes.
Later on in life is that you maybe realize, I'm just saying this as an example, I don't like guests in my house. I like to keep my house clean and neat and tidy, and I just want my family as, some close, neat family without the interference of all these people. Then, we think that is just normal. We would say in Kiswahili kawaida, but it's not. You picked that from somewhere. Is that because I hated that so much, I made sure that I don't repeat that process again. But you need to heal.
Yes.
So maybe would you take us through how did you manage to heal? Because now, as much as, yes, there's the value you got, but there's also the small bit that also left you a bit wounded. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I can say that I never realized it at first when I was still at home.
Okay.
So when I got married, because now you're not married to your husband only, also you're married to his entire family and his friends and all that.
Welcome to Africa.
And you have to open up your house
to course.
Not only your friends, but also your husband or your spouse's friend and his family and all that. And that's when I realized, oh my God, just like the way you said, it's like you read into my heart.
Yeah.
I don't like guests. I don't want people to come to my space. Only the people that I love, love, love.
And you can be yourself
And you can be yourself with.
Yeah.
That's when, those are the only ones I can allow them to my home. Yes. And everything with me in my car and all that. So it's like mine. Because I didn't have the privilege of having my own space. I longed for. Because my parents said, oh, Lorna, until you get married, you're not living in this house. So I never got the privilege of having my own space. I wanted my own everything, my own room and all that. So here I had the opportunity. I'm married. Now I have my own things to myself.
Yes.
Right? I didn't know. But over time I realized, there's an attitude change when maybe there's a guest who has come and they want to sleep over. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, I just come during the day, but sleeping? No. Please don't come and sleep at our home.
Yes.
And my husband noticed. He knew this lady has a wound, but he never told me. So he kept on praying for me. That's why it's very important to have a spouse who is very sensitive, discerning, and can pray for you. Yeah. When you don't know, he keeps on praying for you.
Yeah,
so he kept on praying.
You.
Yes, he kept on praying for me. I didn't know all that. But now I started having dreams. Mm-hmm. God terrifying me of the past, showing me the people who came to the house and saying, you didn't treat them well. Yeah. You didn't treat them well. I'm like, oh, God. I'm sincerely sorry. But how can I get out of this thing? You're the only one who can be able to heal me. I can go to therapy and all, but we know God is the healer. He's the one who can heal that wound from within. And now I started telling myself, I've prayed, now I need to do action. Deliberate steps, being intentional. I said I'm going to say hi to the watchman every day. Yeah. The more you do that, now you're opening your heart to people. I pray for people. And I'm trying to tell people, come, let me host you. It's okay. It's not easy, but the more I do it, because you can pray, but your test comes when that thing comes now. You realize, I have not yet healed. There's still something. So you keep on doing it. Unaiambia, you tell your heart, I'll deal with you properly. Yeah. So I'll keep on calling guests, come. So my husband kept on bringing people, and it was not easy. I remember I stayed with my mother-in-law for like over 3 months? It was not easy. I tell myself, oh my God, I've managed this. Wow, I'm healing. You understand? Yes. I tell myself, I'm healing. I'm really healing. Yeah. Hosting. Yeah. And now, I realized something, Becky. The enemy attacks your strengths. You think that's your weakness. Yes. I thought I'm not hospitable. But it was quite interesting. Wherever I go, I'm put in the hospitality. So, but back home, nah.
You're not hospitable.
I'm not hospitable. But that's your strength. So the enemy tells you you're not hospitable, so you can't host people because of that one. So he feels nice. He keeps on pressing you. Yeah. And you feel like, I'm not hospitable.
Yeah.
Yet that is where your strength is, because he'll not throw where your weakness is.
Yeah.
Also your strength. He attacks your strength. So when you feel
Yes.
like this is something that I'm struggling with, that's the very thing.
That's the very thing.
That's
you
the very
should
thing that you
focus
have.
on.
That's what you need to focus
Yeah.
on. And that's how I started that journey, what I've just mentioned to you, being deliberate and
Yeah.
allowing people, opening my home to people coming. And then I realized, So it's still a process. You keep on healing
Of
everything. I can't say I'm
course.
fully
There's
100%.
different layers.
Yes,
that
there are
you
different layers, but
keep
I'm
to
not
work
where
on
I am
each.
100% not where I was
Okay.
at all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about intentionality, and I like that you're very raw and vulnerable, and thank you for that, and giving us stories. Here at Off Mute, we love stories. We love stories. So now tell us something else. I am sure you have in your life, as much as you know how being intentional is, is productive. I mean, you get impact and all that. You know all that. But I'm sure there's some times in life that you've not been intentional on something. Would you kindly highlight a time where you were not as intentional and something that happened from that?
Okay. Like I'd mentioned, I'm a preacher's kid.
Yes.
And sometimes we try to become rebellious just a bit. We want to enjoy life a bit.
Yeah, rebellious means not keeping time, not getting getting home on time. You're told to get it at 6 p.m. You got it at 6:30.
Yeah, testing the waters. Testing the
I
waters.
know that.
And it was in high school. As much as I was deliberate and intentional,
Yeah.
I paid for my fees
Oh.
from first year to fourth year. I used to sell mutumba. Yes, I went.
Mutumba, thrifted clothes?
Thrifted clothes.
Okay.
Yes, I used to wake up very early on Saturday mornings at around 4 a.m., go to the thrift shop, that is Gikomba,
Yes.
the normal Gikomba,
Yeah.
pick some camera, those first,
Yes.
the camera clothes.
Yeah. The first selection.
The first selection. Those ones. I pick them. I make sure I wash them and iron them nicely, and then I post them on social media because I realized I love tech and I loved fashion and I loved communication. So I merged and I fused them together and I said, fashion blogger, fashion. So fashion and tech, and then I used the online to just sell. And I sold. Do you know I used to get over 30,000 as profit per month?
What?
So that's what helped me pay my school fees.
Yes.
So you'd think that I would really concentrate in school and be very intentional because I've paid my school. I've sweat for this money. I have worked so hard to even get this money. But now here I was. I started working when I was 19 years of age. 19. Just immediately after high school. I cleared high school around 17 years. And then I stayed home for 1 year. But I felt like I need to do something. I can't just stay at home and wait for school. Yeah. So I worked in some M-Pesa shops, etc. Okay. But now, formally, I started working at 19, just casual jobs. And here I was. I wanted to go to campus so that I enjoy the life of campus. Yeah. People were just saying, campus. I really wanted, even if it meant commuting, it would have been well. But now I had to choose to go for evening classes. So you're matured way faster than your age. Going to work, you sit with mature people. Going to school, the people who take up evening classes, they're also older than you, right? So their lifestyle is very different because these are people who are making money, who are very influential. So they introduce you to that life like, we can go eat dinner, etc. So in that life, instead of the campus life, so I said, since I don't have the campus life, now let me enjoy this working campus life in the evenings. And you understand, because these are independent people. Yeah. They have their money. They're not dependent on their parents in terms of money. So I involved myself. I was not intentionally involved myself in things. And I remember my mom, she's a prayer warrior. Yeah. She used to come to the house and say, there's someone here who is sinning. There's someone here who's doing some things. Who is that? And of course, they're not talking to anyone. It's just you. Of course it's you. You are lost. I was so lost. Yeah. I was completely lost. I was not intentional on that, even in terms of friends, because it starts with friendship. As much as you're working with the people who are independent, they have their own money. But you see, you have to choose your circle well. Yeah. Because they'll influence you over time. They will definitely influence you. So I got lost. Yeah. I never drank. I think my mom The other day she was telling me that I prayed that anytime you touch alcohol like this, you'll spill it. You'll not like it. So I tasted that thing. Yeah, I tasted that thing and I was like, oh, it's not even tasty. Why do people like alcohol? I was asking myself. So just going out. Oh, we did club hopping.
Yeah.
I'm not proud of myself. We did the club hopping. Club hopping. I know my mom, she sees this and says, I was right.
Yeah.
But yes, I was not intentional in terms of choosing friends. And that's what's very important, because your friends, the people that are close to you, they will definitely determine how far you go in life. They will determine how far you go in life.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at that story and I'm thinking, had you, like you're saying, had the right kind of friends, if you had been intentional, even one or two, there's just a way they'll pick it up and tell you, you know what, you're going the wrong direction. There's just a way that whatever you're doing is not in line with what you told us are your goals.
Yes.
Yeah, this direction you're going, you should be going this other side. That is going south. We are supposed to go to the north.
That's true.
So just having surrounding yourself with the right people also is very intentional. It's not just that by flukes that I got myself the right people. No. You got some people who will correct you, who will tell you the truth, who will love you.
That's true.
Unconditionally, and they'll be gentle with you to guide you in the right direction. So that's intentionality, and I like that you brought that up. Even in the way we bring up our children, you could have, some people around you who you have admired, and you have admired that their children are doing so well.
Yes.
So just, somehow just hooking up your bus to their bus.
Yes.
And just following their steps. This is just what you learn. This is just a bit of what you learn, So that's interesting. Now, tell us a story where you found yourself applying this intentionality that you've talked about in your book. A place that you were intentional and that has changed your life for the better. A place where you know that you are not just picking anything and doing anything. You had a direction, and this time you are firm. And what were the results?
Okay. I can have two places that really changed my life, even in terms of my career. I can say that being employed at an early age, you get lethargic with time because of routine work. You keep on doing the same thing, and maybe there are no promotions. Okay. You keep on doing the same thing over time, and you feel at a place you're not really growing. At all. Yeah. And sometimes, yes, you can get that promotion, but deep down, promotion is either horizontal or vertical. So sometimes people think just when I go up the bar, indeed I've grown. No, I believe that growth is not just horizontal. Sometimes you can be promoted, but you become wider with time. So I had felt really lethargic. I was just there with time. And I remember I had applied for a certain job. I was so sure I was going to get it because I'd helped this organization to build up their systems from ground up. And I thought, wow, this is the best opportunity. But lo and behold, I didn't get that. I felt so down. Oh, that was a very dark place in my life. I felt so bad. Like I've given my all. Yeah. Yet here, you can't even give me this one chance. Yeah. So you start asking yourself, is it because I'm a lady being in STEM? Is it because I'm of this tribe? Is it because of so many things just come up?
Is it my age?
Yes, is it my age? And I cried. I remember I moaned for some time. And just like you mentioned, it's important to have someone who's very sober. And I remember my husband told me, this is good. It's a redirection. I was like, redirection? Really? Yeah. How I'm feeling is redirection? You're crazy. Yeah. And I remember God told me, you will thank me. I was like, how? God, I'll thank you. The way I am right now, I thank you. It's very hard. Yeah. How? Yeah. So he kept on, it was so subtle. Lorna, you will thank me. So I kept on just being there. You're there, but you're not there. Even the cycle of going to work is not there. And at that moment, someone mentioned to me, Lorna, have you ever thought of joining a professional body? Then I said, a professional body? Which one? So you can imagine how deep I was, not understanding what is happening in the global sphere, even nationally. I was just there, not growing. Yeah. I said, oh, yes, you can. Please tell your employer they can pay for you. I said, okay, fine. So I joined a professional body. I attended the first conference, and everything just changed. I was like, where have I been? where? And then slowly from there, I started volunteering, and it has really changed my life. Just volunteering. It changed my life completely. And even at that point, that's when I joined even Toastmasters. Things just, I was like, oh my God, where
Things
have
just
I
unlocked.
been? Things just unlocked. Where I stopped focusing on why didn't I get this job, but being intentional and saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm moving from wallowing on this issue and then moving to a place where I can sit back and say now, let me take charge of this and this and that. And from there, henceforth, in terms of career, how I perceive things has completely changed. Yes.
Interesting. In fact, to remind me of a story that something happened to me when I was in my early 20s. And I started it was a beauty place, all right? We're doing what we call beauty therapy. It was beauty therapy then. It was one doing hair. We're just doing beauty and selling some accessories. And I remember the region where I went, that particular environment, they had never seen what I was bringing. They had never seen that. They had never seen a lot of what the services I was offering. And so people came by and really trashed me with their comments. People are like, what are you doing here? We can wash our own nails. We can do our own faces from home. Go back home, young lady. I brought in my cousin and would sit there the whole day. What? We were there for 2 years. But I had started with this in mind that I knew that people will know about the service I'm offering. And they will know, women will know how when you look pretty and you look the part, how it will build your confidence and your self-esteem. I loved beauty at a young age. And we kept doing this for 2 years.
Wow.
There's a time I remember we would walk home. And it was far, right? And we would walk. And I don't remember ever feeling bad or burdened that we were walking home. It was a long distance. But the part that in my head I had put this, I was very deliberate that I knew this thing will work. It will work. So the years went, the 2 years went by so fast according to me, because I knew this is it, it will come. 1 month goes and another month goes and another month goes and another goes, and you have to ask for rent. And, so the girl I was with, thank God I was living with her, she was a cousin, so I wasn't paying her that time. She understood where we were. But 2 years later, something just very miraculous happened. People are like, can we just try? So the few people who tried our services really liked our services. And they went out and gave the word out there. Before long, I had employed 6 people.
Wow.
Yes. It was a very tiny shop. And we employed 6 other people who we were paying, and plus my cousin. And things were working out so well because I was intentional and I held, the hope, and I held the dream, and I looked towards it. And I knew that this direction it feels like I'm in murky waters. It feels like I'm forgotten. It feels like I'm in the wrong space. But no. I know where I'm going.
Wow.
And that happens for most of us, where you're in a space where it's not rewarding.
Yes.
Immediately. It doesn't reward you immediately. Nobody notices your efforts. You're there waking up, doing your thing. You are there. In Kiswahili tunasema kujituma. Umejituma. I don't know, that in English is what? Sending yourself. It doesn't sound the right, it doesn't have the right hit when you say that. But you call yourself, you send yourself, you go out of your way to do so much. And somebody is watching out there and they're thinking, I have been intentional, but I can't see results. I have been very intentional in how I'm doing my business and how I'm posting myself on social media. I have been intentional in just pushing this thing, but I am not seeing the rewards. What would you say to this person? Because they are there. People who are even right now crying, thinking, I have put in every last coin I had. I am feeling wasted. Time is gone, money gone, friends gone. Because your friends will not sit around and wait.
That's true.
Friends don't like broke people. Unfortunately, they're not good friends. But It happens. Relatives, of course, will not be calling you as much because when you have money, you're very popular. Everybody, your phone is always buzzing. So what would you say to that person who's feeling, I have been intentional, I have put the work in there, I have not seen results? What would you say to them?
Okay, you see, intentionality starts with understanding the season that you are in.
Okay.
Because we're in different seasons in life. There are times when we're in the valley, there's some times we're at the middle of the mountain, and sometimes we're high at the peak of the mountain.
Yes.
So when you feel that nothing is really moving, you've really tried.
Yes.
It's a time for just reflecting back, because even things not coming the time you want to come, it's a redirection to you. And it's a time for you to reflect again. Go back and say, okay, which season am I in right now? When you understand the season, then you'll be able to be intentional even during that season. For example, there's a season of grief. Maybe you're grieving. Will you be intentional in terms of healing, right? Someone is at the place of joy. They're celebrating something. You'll be intentional in not grieving at that moment of joy, but rather having that joy. So even in life, looking at all spheres of life, because it's important every time we do an audit of ourselves, in your spiritual life, in your family life, if you're married, in your marriage, if you're a woman, in your womanhood, if you're a man, in your manhood. And also do an audit for your recreation, in your finance, all those things. Those are the wheels of life. You sit down and say, okay, which season am I in regards to my finances right now? Maybe there's a job you've lost. So it's a season of loss. So you come back and say, what are those steps that I can take? Deliberate steps. Instead of wallowing where I am right now, how can I get out of this place? Because you'll wallow. Time is flying. Just wallowing. There, grieving and all that. Yet there are seasons. Once the season is over, because if you go back and look at yourself and get a reflection, you realize, this season is almost over. You'll be able to feel and say, this is almost over. But I have to make those deliberate choices to come out of that place and become a better me. Because those steps that you take, it's a one day. Maybe, for example, someone is depressed. They're not able to leave the house. But taking that step of just opening that curtain, you've done it. You've been intentional. We think intentionality is something so big, and it's something that is announced in a big podium. Rather, it's so small, tiny steps that you take. You're depressed there, just open the curtain and
allow the light
there's some light that has come in. Maybe you're so down. You've already invested so much money in your business. There's nothing that is coming out. Take one more step. Just one more step. Look at those people who have failed many times. Many times. There's a guy, I've just forgotten the name, but he wrote so many manuscripts. So many manuscripts that are being rejected every single time. Until he said, I'm done. He threw it in the dustbin. The wife took it and said, this is the last one. Pick it. Do you know that last one is the one that got published?
Look at that.
Yes. And he's well known in terms of being an author. So just when you're feeling like you're giving up, because intentionality requires a life of surrender. You have to. You have to surrender and say, this thing, I can't do it on my own. I feel so down, I can't do it at all. I'm trying, I've put all my effort, but did you just come back and reflected and said, I surrender this thing, now take charge. Your creator takes charge and tells you, now this is the next step you're going to take. So that has really helped me. I'm not speaking out of a place that I've not experienced, because you've been down, you've been up, you've been down, up, and all that. And those steps, just small, tiny steps, even in your relationship with your spouse. Maybe you're not talking. There's a communication problem, but just say, let me today say hi. That's a step. That's just being intentional.
Serve him a cup of tea. Don't say nothing.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Just that deliberate step. Everyone has to be intentional. And it's small steps. Don't think of a grand idea. Those small, tiny steps.
I like that. In fact, now I've just remembered when you talked about seasons. I have a lemon tree outside my house. And the lemon tree, I've fed it with water. I've even prayed over it, talked to it. I had people told me, talk to your plants. I talked to it. Somebody told me, in fact, give it some sugar. I literally put sugar in water. And that lemon tree, I was just looking at it and wondering, when I've put in so much, why can't you just produce some fruit? And so I thought, let me just continue watering it. I won't even look now. I'll just water. as I'm supposed to. Thank God for the rains that have been happening, so now I don't have to water it. But someone just came in and told me, you know what? You have some lemons. Have you seen the lemons on your tree? I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you even saying? And she brought me some good harvest of some lemons. That touched me, and I looked at it, and I was thought about how many times in our lives we demand a harvest and the season is not right.
That's true.
So we give up, we get overwhelmed, we get depressed, we get confused. We just, are lost in that space. It's because I demanded for a lemon.
And
It wasn't yet time.
Yeah.
Yet I was supposed to continue with the time. I mean, the watering, I needed to be consistent with the watering. I needed to stay hopeful. I mean, I was not supposed to cut it off and say, you stupid plant, I'm giving up on you today. I had to just continue putting in the work. Having that, hope that one day I'll eat some fruits from you, and I love lemon. So, yes, I don't know if lemon is a fruit or what is it? It's a fruit?
It's a dawa.
It's a dawa.
It's a medicine.
Anyway, so just to say that, and do you think somebody needs an accountability partner?
100%.
Because now I'm intentional about I want to go up this mountain, right? And I want to go on Mount Kenya, and I need to get up there. So in that case, because I'm very intentional what I want to do, what actions should I pick? Because sometimes we get emotional about it, but we don't put in the action, right?
I agree.
So what are some of the actions, would we need to put in to ensure we get there on top of that Mount Kenya?
I agree.
Yeah.
Because many a times people do the vision board. They just write it down or paste
Yes.
photos and all that. But there's
Nice photos, very colourful.
Photos, very colorful.
Yeah.
But there's something called an action board.
Yeah. Oh,
I saw it somewhere.
okay.
So
Tell us about it.
Instead of just pasting photos on the wall and where you want to go,
Yes.
etc., you have an action. Okay, I want to travel. I remember last year I wanted to travel to Addis, Ethiopia.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already envisioned it. So I told myself, how much does it cost?
Okay.
So and so and so. This is the return ticket. How much can I be able to save to reach this amount? You see,
like
that's an
monthly
action.
savings.
That's monthly savings. So I
Yeah.
take an action and say, okay, this is the amount I want to be
Yes.
getting. So how much can I get every month doing this? So it's an action.
Yes.
So an action board has action points. And in action points, you have accountability. That's what you talked about. You have people that you can be accountable to. Because
Yes.
sometimes working alone, you will fail in terms of your goals. And the accountability, people who are also well-focused and they're on your journey together.
Yeah.
And they can be able to point a gun on you and say, Lorna, have you done it?
Yes.
Have you been able to do this thing?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I remember even in my professional body, I
Yes.
have friends who keep on telling me, Lorna, which certification have you done this year? They put up gun, no, you have to do it.
Yes.
Don't have excuses.
Yes.
So even them, they have accountability, but so it's a whole cycle.
Yes,
The
yes,
whole
yes.
circle that can be able to be accountable to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
So it's important about doing the action board. Once you have the action board, you do it together and make it smart, of course. Is this goal? If I want to get if I tell myself I want to own 10 houses in a year, honestly, not now. As much as it's big, ambitious, it's very good also to see whatever situation that you're in and
Yeah.
what you're projecting in the next 2-4 years.
Yes.
It's very important. So those SMART goals that we usually say SMART goals. But before you do the SMART goals, it's good to do the SWOT analysis for yourself. The
Yes,
strength, what
yes.
are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are those
weaknesses?
opportunities that are there surrounding me, within and without?
The low-hanging fruits.
Those low-hanging fruits.
Yeah.
And what are those threats that are coming and they're going to make me not reach my objective?
Yes.
So if you do a SWOT analysis, do the action board, then you'll be able to see. Because I love risk. So you look at it and you mitigate those risks that will make you not reach your goal.
Yeah.
So when you do assessment and you tell yourself, okay, if I want to go to Ethiopia by May, and right now I've only saved 10,000 shillings, there's a risk of me not going. So how can I mitigate it? Save every day, until I reach that goal.
Very
So
practical.
most of the time in corporate, you're busy doing those
Yeah.
risk management, but yet in your own personal life,
Yes.
you're not able to do that. So
Yes.
it's important to have accountability, have the action board, and of course do yourself the SWOT analysis.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Very interesting and very practical. Now, in closing, let's talk about a little bit about, you said you're a public coach, a public speaking coach. It's a very big difference between being a public, coach, a public speaking coach.
No problem.
So you are the public speaking coach.
Yes.
And when you apply intentionality, all right, like now you have your clients who come to you and you want them to apply intentionality. What do you actually tell them? And what are the challenges that they have, most of them coming to you?
So I think we can start with the challenges.
Okay, yes.
Because many a times we have the foundational level and also the executives who think they don't have a problem.
Yes.
So I'll speak starting from the executives because I've been
Yes.
there sitting in the booths and having these conversations, being in high-level meetings, panels, all that. And you realize that the executives have content, or
Yes.
even the senior managers or managers, they have the content, they have it right. But the problem is they lack clarity. So one of the things they lack is clarity. They don't have the right structure. So they end up rambling. In a meeting that would have just gone for 30 minutes, they end up doing it for an hour or 2 hours. Yet when you ask them, what did you really say? They can't remember. So one is clarity that they lack.
Yes.
Some, they also lack confidence,
Yeah.
but they try to pose power and to cover that aspect of not being confident enough.
Yes.
So they are very authoritative. This is what I've said and this is what I mean. But rather, you're not communicating to your team. So you see, clarity and lack of confidence. But they think they're confident because they're trying to subject, they're being masters to the other colleagues of theirs.
Yes.
Right? And then now, when it comes to also influence, they have a problem with influence. Because influence, one, it's about understanding the audience, understanding how can I engage this audience, vocal variety, because sometimes you find it's just plain. Have you ever been to a training session or even a conference and the speaker is just speaking? That's why people just sleep, they go off. Yet these people they're big in terms of their titles, they're executives, they're up there, but rather the delivery mode is a problem. So they don't understand how can I influence people, how can I engage my audience. So those are the issues that I've realized in the executives in terms of clarity, in terms of confidence, and also in terms of influence for them to use the vocal variety, use of gestures, facial expression.
True.
And even engagement with the audience, even for question asking them. So that's really a problem that I've realized over time.
Yeah. It also applies for business people because I've been in the streets for a bit longer now as an entrepreneur, and the challenges are mostly about being able to articulate the solution you have to your client. So you, like you're saying, you go on with so many words, hoping that in those many words, something will make sense.
Yes.
And you leave your client more confused than you found them. And this client, the next thing you hear, they went with another, option. And you wonder, what did I do wrong? I know I'm better than so-and-so. Why didn't they pick me? Yet it was in the discussion, in the conversation, how you kept going round and round and round in circles, and you lost them, and they were thinking, oh dear, this is too much. It's not in the many words, it's not in the sometimes in the vocabulary.
Yes.
It's not in those things.
No.
And sometimes people think, I have a very good product, it should sell itself. Not really, because there are other people with same product or even better products than you have. So being able to place yourself in the market and having the right language, and like you're saying, being able to articulate with the right tone, modulation and all that, is something that should be very intentional.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But I know we have an offer.
Yes.
Me and you, we came together.
Yes.
And we are bringing personal branding and public speaking together and you're bringing it as a package, as a good offer. Can you kindly tell our audience more about that as we close?
For sure. I'm super excited. We are having an offer for a masterclass for public speaking and personal branding because this is the year of intentionality. And intentionality is not just for this year, but rather if you take a step and become deliberate in trying to work on your public speaking and also your personal branding, of course, things will definitely change, not only in your career, but even in your own personal life, because where we are going is important for us to understand our identity. And when you understand your identity, then, of course, public speaking will seamlessly flow, and also personal branding. So on the 1st to 3rd of April, we'll be hosting this masterclass. And for public speaking, we're going to concentrate on three pillars. And it's a framework that I came up with, which is purpose, clarity, and influence. Purpose is your why. Why do you speak? Why do you speak? Do you speak to inform? Do you speak to educate? Do you speak to entertain? The moment you understand your why, then now you move to clarity. Clarity talks about structure. How do you structure your speech or even your presentation? And when it comes to influence, how do you engage with your audience? Do you use storytelling? We're going to teach you all that in this session. And I'm sure Becky is going to talk about more about the personal branding. So I am super waiting for you to come and see this great thing that is happening in April. And over to you, Becky. Tell us more about this public
personal branding.
Personal branding, yes.
Yeah. So, you are the brand.
Wow.
You are the brand. It's not your company. It's not your logo. You are the first brand that we buy. You're the brand that we trust. Then we buy you, we choose you. And I'm going to tell you more when you come to the class. All the details will be down in the description below. We'll put in all the details on where this is happening, how much it will be. We will, of course, leave our numbers there, email addresses, so that in case you need to know more about this offer, just go ahead and ask. And thank you so much, Lorna.
Thank you.
You have taught us something very interesting about intentionality, that it is practiced and it can be passed down.
Yes, it does.
Right? Just the way you learned what you learned from your father and how you're using that to this day. Right? So it's a legacy that you picked from your dad and from your mom.
From my mom too.
Yes,
from my
at
mom
least
too.
We read from your book how you talked about your mother and how she was also very intentional in how she brought you up. So we know that this is a legacy that you got from your parents. But the good thing is, for our viewers, that legacy can start right now. From where you are, be intentional, pass it down to your mentees, to your children, to all those people looking up to you. It is not too late. We can start it now. Thank you, and today was amazing. Thank you, Lorna, for coming and joining us this conversation. I really enjoyed it. Until next time, stay off mute.